everybody, welcome back to a new episode of the Xbox Quest. So we are going to be going out and searching for some good deals at our local GameStop today. We've got a couple that we've already found, but we're going to go back out, see what else we can find. They're having a really good sale, so hopefully I can get some video of inside the GameStops, but unfortunately a lot of my GameStops, the Xbox 360 stuff that we are going to be searching for today, is like right up front by the register, so I can't really get too much video of it, because it'd be kind of obvious me standing there with my camera. But yeah, so let's head on out and see what we can find. So as you can see here, there's not that great of a selection of Xbox 360 games at this GameStop, but we do find 3 Xbox 360 games, and we will be adding an Xbox One game to these as well. But $14.99 games and cheaper are buy 3, get 1 free. So, really good deal here. We did hit up a couple other GameStops, like I said. Unfortunately, the other 2 GameStops that I went to, the 360 games are literally right in front of their cash register. So, I wasn't able to actually get any footage in the store. But yeah, we've got some great stack of games here, and we're going to take a closer look at them, and I'll show you the deals I got on them. So, let's take a look. Alright, so here is the batch of our first set of games. Now these games right here were all the ones that unfortunately are not backwards compatible with the Xbox Series X. So unfortunately I don't have gameplay for these guys here. Actually with one exception. So, but yeah. So we're going to slowly go through these games. Now the one exception that I was talking about is actually The Darkness. So now this game is backwards compatible with the Series X. It plays great, but for some odd reason, it does not allow video recording. So, really odd, but still a really good game to play. I will eventually be getting a capture card, so I'll be able to show these games off as well. But good game that is, like I said, is backwards compatible, but for some reason I was not able to get a capture from it. Next game here is actually a 2-pack, one that I've not seen before. This is actually Skate 2 and Forza Motorsport 3. So this was kind of a different collection. As you can see here, we do have the Skate 2 manual. It didn't have the Forza manual, which was a little disappointing, but not a huge deal. So we have Skate 2, and then both discs for Forza Motorsport 3. Now, neither one of these games, unfortunately, are backwards compatible. And as you can see here, which I thought was kind of weird, this is actually just an insert over the over the Skate 2 package art. So they had this marked as just Skate 2. So getting this one, like I got all the prices and everything as you guys are seeing there, what I paid for them, and what their current value is. So, nice little, just a little odd one. I'm not sure what this originally came with, but any of you guys know down below of was this a pack-in or anything like that? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd like to know. Alright, our next one here is Alpha Protocol, the espionage RPG. Now this one was a little bit more beat up than I care to. You guys don't need to see my receipt. To pick up. The package was a little, as you can see here, a little tore up. I hated these cutouts. I know they do them for not using so much plastic, but it just makes them not nearly as rigid. And so you get those puncture throughs a lot on these older games. I'm looking forward to playing this one. I do like RPGs, and I've heard that this is a really good one. And as soon as I get myself an Xbox 360, I will be putting that one in. Now, one I was kind of surprised is not backwards compatible is Batman Arkham City. So this is a fantastic game. I've played this multiple times. But there is a remastered version one for the Xbox One and Series X, but the 360 version is not backwards compatible. So I was a little surprised by that. But still a great game, and we got it for $1. I couldn't pass it up. Now this one obviously is not going to be backwards compatible because there is no Kinect port on the Series X. But just a weird Kinect game. I'd never seen this one before, and like it was $1. So very odd, but yeah. So got that one. Now this is another great 360 game, Alone in the Dark. I did like this one a lot. I played it back in the day. Complete as well. So, yeah, but it is not, another one I was kind of surprised is not backwards compatible because it's more of a well-known game, but it is not backwards compatible. So, but that is one I will be putting in, and I don't know why that one's there. All right, so now we're going into the ones that we do have video snaps for you, and I hope you guys do enjoy this. I am still working on getting everything all worked out, but first we have Tomb Raider Underworld. So as you can see here, complete copy of the game, and then we'll, as you guys can see by the clips here, we have got one of the last pre-reboot Tomb Raider games. Still a pretty good game to go back and play. I enjoyed starting it off and playing through it. Definitely, I really do like the reboots. Reboots a little bit more than the older style Tomb Raiders. But if you do want to go back and have some old school Tomb Raider fun, this is a good game to go back to. So then we're going to move on to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. So really great game. Also, this is the second game in the Ezio line of Assassin's Creed games. I remember playing these all back in the day and everything. Now, is this the best way to play this game now? No, unfortunately. Well, I don't know if I'd say unfortunately, but they did release Assassin's Creed, the Ezio collection, and you can now play that, and it still looks really good, as you guys are seeing here, but definitely it is cleaned up a little bit, and it runs a little bit better on the Ezio collection. Then we have Halo Reach. Now, this one was a little decisive back when it first came out. Decisive, divisive, something like that. Again, this is still a great game to go back and play today. As you guys are seeing here, this is captured from the 360 version of the game, but this is actually included in the Master Chief Collection, which is on Game Pass. So if I were to have to recommend, I mean, it's great having the physical copy and everything, but you probably are going to have a better play experience by going through and playing through it on the Master Chief Collection. But I'm still happy to add it to my collection. Next, we have got Ghostbusters. Now, Ghostbusters the video game is basically a sequel to Ghostbusters 1 and 2, the movie. This was written by Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd, voiced by all of the main cast, and as you're seeing here, it still holds up pretty well today through the Xbox Series X, playing straight from the 360 disc. Now, I believe it was last year this game was re-released on all major platforms. It got a remaster, and so if I had to probably, if I'm going to play through the whole thing, I would actually probably go back and play through the remastered, just because, I mean, it's the exact same game, just with better graphics, and it runs a little bit smoother. So, but still, I mean, for the price, this was not bad going back and picking this up, and I definitely wouldn't mind playing through this one. The graphics are definitely good enough that you can go back and play on. Next, we have Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year Edition. So, not hard to understand why I went ahead and picked up this game. Great game, still great to play through today. I mean, you got there right on the cover, winner of over 160 Game of the Year awards. But this one is kind of a one I would recommend. Like, if you are going to GameStop to pick up some of these older games on these deals, make sure when you're buying them that you double check. As you guys could tell from the previous footage, this is not the copy that I picked up. The copy that they actually had on the shelf was in an Xbox One sized case. Now that doesn't really bother me so much that I got the regular 360 size case. These are one of the ones that had kind of like a cross-generational release. But this one doesn't come with the map and everything. The one that I picked up off the shelf actually had the map, and I didn't listen to my own advice, and I didn't double check when I got this game. And yeah, so it doesn't have the map in it. A little disappointing. I almost went back and decided, man, it was okay. But still a great game. Definitely recommend to play through. Lots of fun there. Now, next, we got the one Xbox One game that we picked up. And this is Borderlands: The Handsome Collection. So, now this game includes both the Borderlands, the pre-sequel, and Borderlands 2. And it has all of the downloadable content and everything included on the disc. Borderlands don't really need any... doesn't need really to have much said about it. They are great first-person RPG-style shooters. This has the 2 full games in it. Both of them look really, really good on the Xbox Series X. Definitely tell this is one of the games that got upgraded for the One X, and they just look just as fantastic as you're seeing here on the Series X. And definitely left this one installed on my console, and I will be going back to these once I finish up Yakuza Like a Dragon. All right, next we got Crackdown 2. Now, Crackdown 2, not my favorite style game, but I don't even want to say that. It was more of a game of its time. It's a lot of fun with the like shooter mechanics and stuff like that. It's just not as refined. I will probably give this one a second chance. I put it in and I got the footage that you gals are seeing right here, and it didn't hook me. It's not one I played back in the day, but I want to give it a second chance here. So I will probably be checking that one out later on. Now, one that I was pleasantly surprised, Darksiders 2. Now, I do have the limited edition case here. Unfortunately, when we opened it up, it is just the regular edition disc that's in it. So that's one thing that you'll be looking at when you go to GameStop and you're buying these games secondhand. Even if it's coming from like a thrift store or something like that, sometimes they won't have everything included. But for the price, I couldn't pass this one up. And it was really fun. Again, this is a game that is available as they remastered this one on the Xbox One. And so if I'm going to go back through and play these games, but I will probably play the remastered version. But for the price, I mean, this was $1. Definitely would be worth replaying through, even at just $1. If you don't want to go pay for the remastered versions, solid playthrough here. Plays great. Looks pretty good as well. Obviously, it's not going to look as good as the remaster, but definitely worth the playing, and it's $1. And last, but definitely not least, ones that I were really wanting to find, I did actually find all 3. This is, of course, Final Fantasy 13, the whole saga. So we have got Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 13-2, and Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13. So this was a Final Fantasy game. I've always been a huge fan of the Final Fantasy games. And this is one, I got the first one back in the 360 days, played through almost all of it, and, you know, it was one of those that life got in the way, and I never got to finish it. And I really enjoyed it. Thought the graphics looked great even back in the day, and it just looks even that much better now. So I'm going to go ahead and put them up here on the screen. But I mean, as you can see, this game still looks amazing, even by today's standards. It's a little bit different. And I know back when it first came out, there was a lot of back and forth of whether people like this game or not. I always enjoyed the first one. I have not played through the second or the third part of it, so I am looking forward to doing it, and definitely left this one installed, and it will be an RPG that I will be going through, and there's just so much around these games that, I mean, there is manga extensions of these, light novels and stuff, and I'll try to throw up a couple of pictures and stuff here, but really good series that really went in depth. Now all this stuff would probably be like Final Fantasy 15 be downloadable content and stuff, but back in the day you got 3 full releases, and I was, like I said, I was really excited to find all of these games. Ones I was definitely looking for, and as you saw, I mean, I got the first one for $3, and as you guys can see here, again, I left my receipt in there. This is actually a 3-disc game on the Xbox 360. So, yeah, 3 separate discs. So, yeah, it is a long game. All right. So that was all the ones that we picked up. All right. So, yeah, we got some really great deals. As you guys saw, I ended up spending a grand total of $84 on these 17 games. So, I mean, that's that's like one PS4 or PS5 game, and I got 17 games. So yeah, really good deals. GameStop has been having that buy 3 $14.99 or less games and get one for free. So I mean, that's basically 4 games each at $7. Each one is only $7.50. So really good deal. Plus, these actually were bought with all trading credit. So with GameStop, as you guys probably know, if you use trading credit, there's no tax. So $84 out the door in trading credit, and really cool games. And like I said, probably my favorite pickup of this week is going to be the Final Fantasy 13 games. So like I said, I was super excited to find these. All in the case too. And that's another thing I want to go through. If you're looking for in the case stuff like I am complete, make sure that you're asking the GameStop employees. They're usually pretty good about it as long as they're not busy. They actually, I double checked. I actually asked my the one lady at GameStop if they could check their stock back there, and turns out that they had more games that were actually physically in the cases than what they had out on the shelf. So, like I said, don't go in there when they're like super busy or anything like that. But if you're like the only person in the store, and just ask them like, hey, do you have anything else behind the counter that's complete in case, complete in box, has the manual and everything? And usually they're really cool about double checking it, because when they get stuff in, if they get one in, traded in that didn't have a case, they'll put that out in one of those printed cases. And but if they get more copies of it, they're not going to swap it out. They just leave the printed case out there, and they have the extras behind the counter. So yeah, and as you saw, there's a lot of good deals. I mean, $1 games. I mean, you're not going to find them any cheaper at thrift stores and stuff like that. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed these pickups. Did really good. Next week we are going to be looking at going to some thrift stores. Goodwills, Savers, and stuff like that I have here in my area. So hopefully you guys and gals out there will be looking forward to that. I am posting up a couple of the Black Friday sales and stuff up on my Twitter account. So if you guys are checking out, looking for good deals on mostly Xbox, of course, just Xbox One Series X games. But there's been some really good deals, and I'll be sharing those in the next video too. I got a couple coming that I've got from the Black Friday deals. So since they're doing it kind of like all month. So Alright, so that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed this new episode of the Xbox Quest. And as always, I hope you're out there being excellent to one another, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.